Hey yo, welcome to Zville Lessons for Live channel. My name is Xander Villain, and this is lesson 16 in our beginner guitar lesson series. We're going to go over the stuff from the last two lessons, going to keep working on that, expanding upon that, and we're going to add a little bit more to the pentatonic scale and the chording positions up the neck. So let's get right into this. All right guys, welcome to lesson 16 of our beginner guitar lesson series. Please hit like and subscribe, that'll help our channel grow. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we were doing last time. We were still working on bringing chords up the neck. We were talking about this is your root note on how to find what note you're in by doing that. So there's your G, right? There's your G. I told you to go to the first string. That's easy to find, right? So that's an easy way to figure out where you're at. You can also count D, E, F, G, A, so on and so forth. If you want to follow the open D note, we were talking about that. 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 12. Then out of your D, you would use this as your index finger rather than this. 2, 4, 5. See that? I'm in the 5th position of the D because that's 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret. Gotcha. So that's only if you're going to do it out of the D. We were talking about chord tops right there. This is the top end of your major A chord. So there's your bottom 3 strings. That's used on a lot of songs. Hear that? I'm hitting the A note. Well, these two notes are part of the 2nd position of your pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale. See, there's your 1st position. There's that note. There's that note. That all starts tying together because leads aren't just this. They can be this. We were talking about double stops. That's what double stops is. We just started touching on that last lesson. So a lot of people play double stops with you use your pick and a finger. See that? I never do that really. I'm a pick guy. A couple lessons ago, we were talking about Mary Jane's Last Dance. I showed you that lead on purpose because I wanted you guys to see how this worked because we were working on going up the scales, right? A on the E, on the A, and on the D, open strings. Your open D, and then you're using your 3rd string with complementary notes. Well, you do that on your B. And then you could also use your E on that, almost the same exact notes. And that is done on leads a lot. Since we were working on that, I decided to show you that lead for the beginning of that song, which is... And then it goes in... Right? Well, those are double stops. And then couple single notes too. Double, double, double with bends. Well, you could also do this. Pentatonic scale, 1st position out of A. We're talking about the 2nd position, the 4th position, 2nd most important because it's easy to find because your A root note is on the 12th fret, which is part of the beginning of the low end of your 4th pentatonic, minor pentatonic scale. So you got these two, and these two, and these two. You could do that. You find your other notes. So you got this. You can go back. Now there's your 1st string. There's your 2nd string. Here's your 3rd string. Those are all part of that climb, right? That fourth position minor pentatonic scale. So is this. So is this. So is this. So you can start playing leads like that rather than always doing this. Start adding double stops to your leads. So now we're going to get into the lesson on that note, right? Double stops. Now, right there, I was using off the minor pentatonic scale, because here's the minor pentatonic scale. 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1. So it should be these two, right? 4, 4, 3. So you could do that. See how I did that? Because this note is a complementary note. So is this one. So you can add extra notes in. There's a lot of extra notes, complementary notes in your minor pentatonic and major pentatonic scale. You're using double stops. I want you to start doing that. I want you to go, instead of just going, that was your first position minor pentatonic scale. Try doing this. Do this, you're better than me. See, that could be a song right there. Here's some backwards. So this is your part of your minor pentatonic scale, right? You got your A chord, you got your D chord, you got your G chord. These are all power chords. Reverse them. Then you got to stretch one more for this one. Just start messing around like that. Say, okay, if this is my scale, there's the box that everybody stays in. Right? Hit those two. Hit these two. These two. Go up here. Go there. And then go, here's your second, right? If that's the top of your first minor pentatonic scale, this is the top of your second minor pentatonic scale. Add it in. You're creating a chord. You could do this or this. Either one. You're doing your pinky on your first string only, and you're going 3, 2, 1. Or you could bring it over both of them, and then you go in 3, 2, 1, but your pinky's covering the 9th fret of, or the 10th fret of your first and second string, right? So that's just part of your minor pentatonic scale. Now you're just moving it around the fretboard. I want you to keep working on that. This is the same thing we were doing with this and this. Now you're doing this. Remember we were talking about your 7th chord being on your root note of A, or root note of E right here. You're using your 5th string. Whatever your middle finger's on your 5th string is your root note of the 7th. So there's your E, your D, your C, and your B, right? Well, move it down one string. I'm not going to get into too much of that. I just want you to try starting to do different things. You can't really move your C up, because C kind of works there, doesn't, there it works, because there's too many open strings in that. These are closed. The D's closed, the D 7th is closed, so then you could take that to this or this. When you got a closed 3 strings together, like I was just showing you here, I'm sorry I haven't explained this yet, but what I'm doing here is let's just go to the 5th fret. No, let's go up to the position I found it in, right there. So you're going to take your index finger on your 7th fret, 3rd string, 7th fret, 2nd string, 8th fret, then you're going to put your ring finger down on your 4th string, 9th fret. 9, 7, 8, right? 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. There you go. Now, I came up with that just a second ago, and I've used it before, but I just kind of came to my head because I was screwing around with the pentatonic, minor pentatonic scale. This is your 2nd position if you're based out of A. Here's your 1st. Here's your 2nd. This is right in the middle of your 2nd minor pentatonic scale, using your top end of your 1st one and the bottom end of your 2nd one, 2nd position, you get that chord. Keep working on those double stops like we've been talking about. And keep working on basic leads. That's your box for your 1st major pentatonic scale if you're playing out of A. This is the most favored box that everybody plays out of. 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, because it's just 2 apart, just like chords would be. Right? There's your chord, there's your chord, there's your chord. Here's your backwards we were just talking about. Well, for blues guys, I think Billy Gibbons does this a lot. He's the guitar player for ZZ Top. We were talking about bridging your 4th position, A, and your 1st position by adding your 5th position. Right? Instead of playing here, right? Try playing over here. Instead of... So if you want to get a box going, you got this box. So you got a box here, you got a box here, and then you got a stretch box here, right? Because these two are the same, these two are the same, and these two are the same. A way to break out of playing the same thing over and over again is to get out of the same position. Get out of 1, go down to 5 and do. I find myself in the 4th position. Here's the 2nd. And the 1st position a lot. I'll use part of my 2nd position and part of my 5th position. And I'll do that climb we were working on in the last couple lessons, where you, instead of climbing from open, since you're in A, you can climb here. That is like a favored climb among players. In order to break out of the normal stuff, which is, I'll show you that slowly real quick. One of the favored climbs, if you go to your 1st minor pentatonic position for whatever key you're in, and today we're in A, you use the 1st part of your 5th position, slide into your 1st position, slide into your 2nd position. So it's 6th string 6th string 3, 5, 5th string 3, 5, slide up to your 7, 4th string 5, 7, 3rd string 5, 7, slide up to your 9, 3rd string 9, 2nd string 8, 10, and then the 1st string 8, 10. So it's C, D, slide up to your E, G, A, C, D, slide up to your E, and then it's, what is it? G, A again, and then C and D. So it's right? You could do that with multiple fingers, but to get out of the same patterns, see how I'm skipping a string there? Those are both part of that same pentatonic scale. You could do this. So hopefully that made all sense to you guys. If not, go back and watch it again, because that's one of the most used climbs you'll ever see. Eric Clapton, B.B. King, a lot of the blues guys use the same part of the pentatonic scale. All right, so we touched on pretty much everything I wanted to touch on today with the scaling, the chords, messing around with double stops. We're going to do this next lesson, but why don't you go ahead and start working on it now. Instead of just going, try, find those positions. So you got, and then here it'd be right there, right? So because you got your scale, remember we're staying on an A here, guys. So you could do this, 5th and 3rd string, right? 5th and 3rd string, 5th and 3rd string, 4th and 2nd string, 4th and 2nd string, 4th and 2nd string. These are all part of, this is part of your 5th. That's going to be your part of your 5th pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale out of A. This is part of your 5th and your 1st. This is part of your 1st and your 2nd, right? So you can do that, do that. See, you're just skipping a string now, and you're doing the same thing. So you can do, having fun with it, right? Just mess around and figure stuff out. Just keep going out of the box, going out of the norm, and looking for some cool stuff. Hey, so that's it. I hope you guys got something out of this video, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe. That'll help our channel grow. Check out another video by clicking this link here. Check out our channel, see all our videos by clicking that link right there. We got playlists of all kinds of fun stuff. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.